On Ticker, this is Import Export with Lawrence Christophels.
Great, thanks for staying with us. We're now joined by a fantastic Melbourne exporter, and I met Carmine many years ago when he was just starting the export journey, so haven't caught up for a while, but bumped into him at one of our events last week and realised how much you've grown, especially from export. So welcome to Carmine Ventura from South Food Group.
Thanks for having me, Lawrence.
Thank you. Thanks for coming along. It's the whole point of the Import Export Show is to highlight and support importers, exporters around Australia, obviously with the professionals like we've had with Steve, and we've got Alison coming up as well, but it's really important to have the actual case studies such as yourselves and success stories such as yourself to really just talk about how you found the journey, what are the challenges, what tips and advice you'd give to other exporters. But before we kick on to that, tell me a bit about South Food Group for the audience.
Yeah, so our business was founded in 2001, so we've been going for nearly 20 years now. Mm-hmm. My father and I started the business. We have our family has been involved in the meat industry for 5 generations, spanning back to when my grandfather came from Italy. Mm. So we specialise in those Italian-style small goods and artisan products. Mm-hmm. In recent years, we've started to branch out into other products as well, mm-hmm. and we've just started our own snack food brand as well. Yeah. So we're just working on targeting certain markets that we're seeing a trend at the moment, growth trend.
And everyone knows the clean, green reputation of Australia as an exporting country.
Yes.
Have you leveraged that yourself, Carmine?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a lot of growth come from our exports because of that. Mm. Also, our proximity to the island, Pacific Islands, and Asia, where we predominantly export. Yep. That's helped us sort of grow that side of our business in the last 6 years that we've been exporting.
Fantastic. What was your first country? What was the first export country you hit off?
We started exporting into the Pacific Islands. Yep. We do ham and bacon products as well as the premium small good cured products that we do. Mm. So those island nations that have a lot of holiday tourism, hotels.
I was going to ask if it goes to food service to hotel chains.
Yeah, a lot of food service into the chain, hotel chains, and that's how we sort of started. And then once we got our Tier 2 accreditations into Singapore and Hong Kong and places like that, then we were able to do our premium Casalingo branded products, air freight chilled into those markets, and they've become our major export markets. Mm-hmm. But we do a lot into Fiji, the Maldives, places like that on a regular basis for the hotels.
And do you have, because it's such a with the food service and going into hotels and so many tourists from everywhere around the world, not just Australia.
Yes.
Do you get inquiries because of that food service range from other parts of the globe? Because let's say someone comes from Germany to Fiji for a holiday, and and they love the Casalingo stuff that they've got there. They think, I want to follow this up. I want to see if I can get this back home. Yeah. Do you get any of that?
We do. We actually get a lot of that via chefs that move around. Yeah. So whether a chef has been in Melbourne and knows our product because we supply them here, and then they've moved to a job in Fiji or in Singapore, we get quite a lot of traction and business via that network, and that's been good for our business. We actually are the only company in Australia, a small goods company in Australia, that's been able to get product into Dubai. Yeah. Pork-based products.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, it is, and we were able to get a special license to get our products into that market for the hotel industry, and I think that came from a recommendation from a few chefs asking distributors to source our products.
Yeah, so. Fantastic.
Yeah.
You mentioned air freight, and as you know, we had Steve from Cargo Club just before. Yeah. How much do you know about freight before you started exporting?
I knew nothing about freight, and I've learnt a bit, but I still probably wouldn't say that I know a lot about it. Yeah. But look, we work with some really good freight forwarders on the air freight side of things, and they help us out a lot. Yeah. So with our products, a lot of the time we're piggybacked. we're piggybacking our products on with the beef and lamb that's going out of the country, because obviously that's the majority of the shipment, of the perishable shipment. So our job's pretty easy. We may add on 500 kilos of our product that's already going in a container, but the freight forwarders make our life quite easy.
They're pretty undervalued, a lot of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But as a broader supply chain, again, I'm curious, because the whole point of Australian Trade Logistics Corporation is to support importers, exporters to increase skill, experience, awareness around how to really get the most out of your supply chain. So things like, it could be anything from data security, so if you're dealing with overseas, or right through to foreign currency exchange. So do you have you learnt, or are you still learning that navigation around how those supply chain intricacies affect the business and the profitability of exports?
Look, our exports are made quite easy by the fact that we're often consolidating with other products. So we haven't had to deal with those issues as much. But I mean, look, we're always working closely with a couple of our freight forwarders on making sure that everything runs smoothly.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to talk to a new exporter who says, "Oh, look, I want to get into exports," and obviously not small goods, but something that might be perishable, do you have any tips and advice that you sort of say, look, do this, don't do that? Any lessons learned that you could probably pass on? Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, starting out, the process in gaining certification, for our industry is quite lengthy and costly.
Yeah.
So it really is an investment in time and money to start with.
Yeah.
But you need to do that before you can get out there, go to trade shows, leverage off Austrade and the Victorian government.
Yeah.
And you really just need to be in market, understand the market needs and wants, what products, and then come back and really utilise things like the export market development grants just to get started. And that really helped us, get started without having to invest, heaps of money as a small business. That was really an effective way of getting going. And now we've built those relationships with our customers in those markets, and we're able to sort of, fend for ourselves, if you like.
Yeah.
So
I think that persistence and the research that you're talking about, and the great support that the agencies do give. In here we've got Global Victoria, we've got Austrade federally, and they do a lot of stuff for exporters on those trade shows and things like that.
Absolutely, I can't speak highly enough. Without that assistance, I don't think we would have been able to get going with our exporting. So.
What I want to ask you there, Carmine, is how has the business evolved? I mean, from 2001, we're in 2020 now. Over that journey, where would exports as a percentage of sales sit right now?
Well, we started in 2001, but we didn't start exporting until 2014. So we've been going for about 6 years, and the growth has been quite rapid. And, obviously, the first couple of years, as I mentioned, it's a bit of an investment, a slow burn. But once we got going, it's risen to about 30% of our total revenue today. So it's a really big important part of our business. And we're really happy with that sort of level. We are trying to increase our reach. We're in probably 15 plus countries now. And you just slowly start to pick off new markets, and obviously, as you know, the regulations around where you can go and how you can do it, differ from country to country. So we're always just working through that.
What countries do you have on the radars, and how do you decide that? Is that something that you as the owner sort of think, okay, well, I want to go after this market, or do you sort of get more, specific research about where the product would sit best?
Yeah, a bit of both. I look at, where I think our product would suit, which markets. We targeted Vietnam last year. We're just about to do our first shipment into there this month. Now we've had requests from Malaysia, so we're working through that from a compliance point of view. Obviously, some restrictions there on pork products as well. So we're working through that. So a little bit of both, but yeah, so far it's worked really well.
Great. Thanks so much, Carmine. We're going to go to a break, but if you can, I'd love you to stay with us and join Alison, who's coming up next on the show, because I think it'll be a great discussion to have you here as well as part of some of her experience as well. She's got a high range of experience around trade as well. So you're welcome to stay on the panel, and hopefully you'll join us after the break.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Right. Thanks. We're back straight after the break with Alison Cusack from Wistow and Cusack & Co.